Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the Planning Commission meeting. This is 4:30 Thursday, October 28th, 2021. First order of business is approval of the minutes from the September 30th meeting.
I'll offer a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Excuse me, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes have been approved. Next item on the agenda is plat. Consider for approval the final plat of Oakwood Heights, 4th Subdivision. Oakwood Heights, yeah, 4th Subdivision, final plat. Is it John? Okay.
So because this is the final plat, at the last meeting, the Planning Commission reviewed the preliminary plat and approved it, and there haven't been any changes since to the final plat from the preliminary plat. So if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to abbreviate the staff report a bit. So the applicant is Mark and Brenda Bergman. Property owner is Brady Golden on behalf of Gasto Properties, LLC. The street addresses are 16052 and 16032 Oakwood Heights Road. The City Council approved the preliminary plat with conditions at their October 5th, 2021 meeting. Deadline for the decision on this plat is December 19th, 2021. These properties are zoned R1 residential, and that's the Brown County zoning for those properties. Currently, the sites are used as single-family homes, and they each have an accessory building on each lot. There has been no public comment on this plat. The comprehensive plan does not designate a park area within this platted area. For the plat description, though, the area to be platted is located in Milford Township and outside of the city limits. As permitted by state statute, the City of New Ulm extended their subdivision regulations into portions of Cottonwood and Milford Townships in 2003. The proposed plat is located within this area and, as a result, is subject to the city's subdivision regulations and subdivision approval process. The proposed plat would move the property line between lots 4 and lot 5 a total of 33 feet to the east. This would place the property line in the approximate center of the paved roadway. And this would result in a more logical lot layout for both lots 4 and lot 5. The lot area for lot 4 would decrease from 3.02 acres to 2.66 acres, and then lot 5 would increase in size from 3.47 acres to 3.83 acres. And because the airport zoning requirements in this area require that the minimum lot size is 3 acres, they will have to go through a variance process with the Joint Airport Zoning Board. Status of the conditions, the payment of the platting fee of $210, we're still waiting on that payment. The provision of an electronic file of the plat in AutoCAD 2016 or newer. Notice has been provided to the land surveyor. And then the owner needs to secure a lot variance for lot 4 from the Joint Airport Zoning Board, since the plat will reduce the size of lot 4 below the 3-acre minimum. The Joint Airport Zoning Board is going to be meeting in November, probably mid-November, to review this variance request. Staff would recommend approval of the final plat with the conditions, since it complies with the city code. We recommend, again, 2 conditions: pay the platting fee of $210, that's the base fee of $150, and $30 per lot. And then the second condition would be the owner would secure a lot area variance from lot 4 from the Joint Airport Zoning Board, since the plat will reduce the size of lot 4 below the 3-acre minimum. And then we have two motions, potential motions, one approving the plat and one for denial. That would conclude the staff report.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Have a motion?
I'd move to recommend approval with conditions the final plat of Oakwood Heights 4th Subdivision.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have the simple lot division. Consider for approval the simple lot division of Lot 7, Block 123, north of Center Street.
Okay, the applicant in this particular case is also the property owner, and that is Jason and Lisa Peterson. Street address of the property is 711 20th North Street. Property is generally located east of North Washington Street and north of 19th North Street. Deadline for a decision on this particular request is December 27th, 2021. The land use designation for the property is business. Surrounding land use designations found in the comprehensive plan to the north is public, semi-public. To the east is industry. To the south is business and park and open space. And to the west is business. The zoning designation for the property is B2, Service Business District. Surrounding zoning is to the north is RA, which is an agricultural residence district. To the east is I1, which is a planned industrial district. To the south is R1, which is a single-family residence district. And to the west is B2. The current use of this particular piece of property is a vehicle, farm equipment, and trailer sales location. Area land uses include to the north is U.S. Highway 14 and the New Ulm Cemetery. To the east is the U.S. Highway 14 and storage buildings. To the south is North Park and Hala Body Shop. And to the west is Mike's Collision. No notice is required, and there has been no public comment received to date. Little project description. The property has a width of 50 feet and a total lot area of approximately 2,807 square feet, or 0.064 acres. The lot depth varies due to the curve in U.S. Highway 14. The applicant proposes to divide the property into two parcels. Parcel A would have approximately 942 square feet, and Parcel B would have approximately 1,865 square feet. The proposed legal descriptions would be as follows. Parcel A would read the southwest 15 feet of Lot 7, Block 123 north of Center Street, City of New Ulm, Brown County, Minnesota, lying southeasterly of Minnesota Department of Transportation right-of-way plat number 0812. Parcel B would read Lot 7, Block 123 north of Center Street, City of New Ulm, Brown County, Minnesota, lying southeasterly of Minnesota Department of Transportation right-of-way plat number 08-12, except the southwest 15 feet. The T alley located in Block 123 north of Center Street has recently been vacated. The proposed new property line in Lot 7 is in line with the extension of the east property line of lots 11, 12, and 13. So that would be the rear property line of those particular lots. The simple lot division would help establish two larger parcels of property in the block, one of which could be sold for development purposes. The attachments include the applicant's letter making the request for the simple lot division. Attachment 2 is the survey map. Attachment 3 is an aerial photo. Attachment 4 is the zoning map, and attachment 5 are ground level photographs. And the photographs show some lath, which would be the location of the proposed property line. The approval, staff would recommend approval of the request since it complies with city code requirements. The conditions would be as follows. 1, the applicant will record the resolution authorizing the simple lot division with the Brown County Recorder's Office. 2, is a condition that it would not apply in this particular situation. 3 is to pay the application fee of $150, and 4 is the applicant will comply with the required B2 side yard setback requirement of 10 feet if the adjoining parcel B is sold. This would require the relocation of any structures or equipment currently in the setback area. If the property is not sold, and we're referring to parcel B, then any structures or equipment must be relocated outside of the setback area or must be placed across the property line. And this is city policy when we have a property line in this type of location. Another note that we would make is there is only one water, sewer, and electric service for the proposed 2 larger parcels. If a second set of services is desired, it would need to be installed from the mains in 19th North or North Washington Street to the parcel, and this would be the owner's responsibility. Then 2 motions are provided, one to recommend approval and the other to recommend denial. And that would conclude the staff report.
Any questions?
Pretty cut and dry,
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
so.
Motion?
Sure, I'd make a motion to approve with the conditions.
Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve with conditions. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Status of revisions to the zoning ordinance.
Okay, well, I can tell you that we've been quite busy on this for the past since the last planning commission meeting. Some notable items that have been completed: Chapter 1, the general provisions; Chapter 2, the application review and procedures chapter; and then Chapter 13, rules and definition, have been reviewed by you all, the planning commission. And now, Chapters 3, zoning districts; Chapter 4, residential zoning districts; Chapter 5, commercial zoning districts; Chapter 6, industrial zoning districts; and then Chapter 7, special purpose districts, have all been reviewed by staff and the city attorney and are ready for review by the planning commission. You should have all each have copies of those chapters in front of you, and those would be the ones that we'd like to review at the next meeting together. And I'll go through that in just a bit. Some items that we're in process on, we're finishing up our staff review of Chapter 8, the overlay zoning districts, Chapter 9, uses, and Chapter 10, the development standards. Chapters 9 and Chapter 10 are there's a lot of detail in those 2 chapters, so it's going to take some time to go through those. So some items we intend to complete in the next month. We do intend to complete the review of, it should only be 8, 9, and 10 with the city attorney, and then we will forward those chapters to the planning commission for your review. And then we would like to schedule 2 work sessions in November, and you obviously received that doodle poll, and there were 2 dates that worked best for everybody. The first date would be November 3rd at 4:00. And that meeting will be at the New Ulm Public Utilities Conference Room. And so that's located at 310 First North. So just down the street from here. And the reason we're wanting to have the meetings in that location is because it might be useful when we're going through this review process, to be able to pull up some maps, take a look at neighborhoods, what we're talking about for these different zoning districts throughout the community. So they have a nice big screen we can all use and take a look at. So that's the first meeting, and what we'd like to review at that meeting would be 4, 5, 6, and 7, chapters 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we have the next meeting that worked for everybody else was November 18th, again from 4 to 6 p.m. And that would also be at the Public Utilities Conference Room.
I might note that at that meeting, if we can't get through everything, that we're the next Wednesday, we would continue at that time, and hopefully we'll be able to add to what we review. And it could just be part of Chapter 9.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
John, just to confirm, you had said the 3rd and the 18th from 4 to 6?
Yes.
Thank you.
Both meetings at the Public Utilities Conference Room.
Thank you.
And you're getting us the information then obviously before the 18th, 16th.
Yeah, with those two
Because that's going to
chapters.
be really tight for you guys, I think.
Right. And with those two chapters in particular, I think it makes sense to give you all a little bit more time to read them. They can be a little bit they're a little lengthy. They're going to take a while to read through.
Okay.
So.
All right.
That would conclude the planning commission or the report on our zoning ordinance. I should note that one of the key dates is that the ordinance is to be received by the city council at their December 21, 2021 meeting. Dave and I were discussing today that looks like that's doable. So we're kind of happy with the progress that we've made this far.
Okay. Great. A lot of hard work. Okay. Reports. We discussed the new meeting dates for November. City council decisions concerning the planning and zoning.
So at the October 5th meeting of the City Council, they approved with conditions the preliminary plat of Oakwood Heights 4th edition as has been reported. They approved the rezoning of the property at 2010 South Broadway from B1 to B2, and that was a rezoning petition that was submitted by the Williams. And then they also approved a simple lot division at 901 South Washington Street with conditions, and that was a lot that was zoned R2, and that was divided into 2 parcels. At the October 19th meeting, they didn't consider any planning commission items, but they did, however, reconvene the charter commission, which could impact perhaps on planning commission functions, duties, and responsibilities. I haven't heard of anything of that nature. Was possible. And I believe they're looking at reconvening that group sometime in 2022. Larry might have just a little bit more information on that.
Yeah,
No?
not at the moment.
Nothing. Yeah, okay. That would conclude the report.
Thank you. Heritage Preservation, there was no meeting. Is there any other business that needs to come before the commission? If not, this meeting stands at...
No, we should talk about the November meeting.
Okay.
This year's, our November meeting would fall on Thanksgiving, so we need to discuss when we'd like to move that date of the meeting. And Dave, I think you had maybe...
Well, so far we don't have any agenda items. And so we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens with that. I think what we've done in previous years is generally we've tried to move the meeting back maybe a week. And so why don't we wait and see
So you're
what
talking the
transpires.
beginning of December?
the beginning of December. And so what we do is probably do a doodle poll and see when people are available and when we can get a quorum. And
Sure.
If nothing
sometimes
else,
it gets a little bit difficult to get a time in this room. So that's, and actually that's one of the reasons why we're down at the Public Utilities Commission is this room was not available when you were available. So.
nothing else, set a camera up on the November 18th meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have it then. Okay, so you're going to notify us
Yeah,
as it approaches.
right.
Okay. Anything else? This meeting is adjourned. You have 25.